What are classes in programming? It's a very important concept that you should understand. Classes are used in all programming languages. It is the backbone of object-oriented programming. Objects are structures that have properties and behavior. In programming, we create objects, then we use these objects to do tasks. But before we can create an object, we need a template to create an object. That template is known as a class. Objects are the backbone of object-oriented programming. Objects have this thing encapsulation, this thing known as encapsulation. It means that object will behave with the outside world. We cannot interfere with what's inside the object. We can only interact with the object through its methods. This makes programming safe, very safe. Because once you have defined an object, you can't change things inside the object. You can only do things through its methods. In early programming days, go-to statement became a challenge. Spaghetti code became a challenge. So programmers in those days developed this concept of object-oriented programming. Everything was broken into objects, and objects interacted with each other. Outside world, their interaction was through their methods or through simple terms, functions, whatever functions they provided. We couldn't change the code inside the object. So this made lot of things in programming simple and got rid of the spaghetti code, got rid of a lot of bugs. Oh, now you should be clear. We create objects. Objects have properties and behavior. And we define a class, which is a template that we use to create an object of that class. Object is an example, an instance of that class. Class is just a template. For example, car. Let's define a class car. So its properties could be color, tire, drive method. Drive will be a function, and properties will be color, tire, number of doors, model, company that made that car, stuff like that. Properties are also known as fields, and it's the car function is a drive. It will be known as method. Now, another class that we can define is a truck. Trucks and cars can be similar, but they are not exactly the same. So we can define another class as a truck, and then create objects of both car and truck classes. But we can also define a class known as vehicle. So vehicle class will be the parent class. Vehicle class will be a parent class, It will have some properties and some methods. And car class will be the child class of that vehicle class, and it will inherit properties and methods from that class, which is known in programming as inheritance. In the same manner, the truck class will be a child class of the parent class and inherit properties and methods of the vehicle class. Now, when we define the car class, we can add more properties and more methods to the car class. So it will inherit the properties and methods from the vehicle class, but it can have its own properties and methods in addition to that. In the same manner, a truck class will inherit all the properties and methods of the vehicle class and have its own properties and methods. Its properties and methods will be different from those properties and methods of the car class. So this is how inheritance helps us in building one class, and then using this inheritance concept to create more classes, add more properties and methods to the class. This concept of objects and classes are very powerful. And I hope now you have some idea what classes are. Classes are just the template. Just like when you build a house, you first go to the architect and tell the architect to make the plan for the house. The plan is on the paper, but a house will is a practical implementation of that plan. It's exactly what was on that architect's plan. But that plan was a template and house is an example. In the same manner, these when the class is a template, and when we create an object of that class, we name that object, but we give proper name to that object, and it is just an implementation of that class. I hope now this concept of class is clear to you.